Hi, it's Rick here from the CAD Jewellery School, and look, it's the 4th of October here, 2019, and we've got the most recent update of MatrixGold installed here, and I just wanted to go through a number of still outstanding bugs in the software and just show you a few things. So with this ring model, this is actually created with an earlier version of MatrixGold. This file was created in March of this year, 2019, in an earlier release of MatrixGold. And I just want to show you just a few strange things that are going on here. So this file, I've just hidden a cutter here. Let me just show that. Now this cutter and this ring, as I say, it was created in an earlier version of MatrixGold. But, you know, one of the big issues and things that's being touted with the product is that it is dynamic and all these dynamic commands. But as you'll see, they're not actually updated for the, current fixes or current updates in the software. They're sort of still, if you've got a file with some older components or dynamic components or commands, they still sort of function as they did in the earlier version. And just let me show you what I mean here. So we've got a channel cutter here. Let's go in and edit that. And one of the issues in the earlier version was that if we adjust the cap length to 0, it's no issue. But if we go a bit further backwards, you can see that the cap length, the start here, is showing -5 as a value. Now that's going to generate an invalid surface, obviously. It can't sort of fold over itself like that, so it causes issues with booleaning and things like that. So that's sort of addressed in the new version, but just let me show you. And the issue is, look, I'm using a dynamic command here. You can see there are no icons in the current version. Whenever you run a new tool, whenever you run a tool, I should say, you get some icons that have been added in this most recent update. But you see that this is actually dynamic command, supposedly, but it's using the old version, if you like, of the command. It's not actually updated with the current fixes. So the only thing I can do is delete this shape or cutter and run a new one. And you'll see now that in the side panel here, this channel cutter is, a new one we've placed in this file, and it's using this most recent update, and the icons are here. So it seems that any of the dynamic commands that you've saved from an earlier version of MatrixGold don't seem to be updated, which I find really strange. Now the issue, as I say, with the cap length was that you used to drag this, and if you inadvertently pulled that too far backwards, you'd create an invalid surface. So it's been partially fixed, and I say partially fixed because you'll see if I drag this as far back as I can go, it should be stopping at the end of the surface, but it's not. If you can see in there, there's sort of a little lip or surface. The actual front face goes in further than the surface itself, so that's going to generate an invalid surface. So when obviously I come across to solid tools and try to perform a boolean, I'll just use a normal Rhino boolean. This is the starting surface, this is the surface we're trying to boolean difference. You'll see it sitting there and struggling. It's not going to be able to compute that because of that invalid surface. And yeah, it doesn't work, and you can see it's generated some errors here on this surface edge. So again, if you're a new user, it's an issue. If you're someone that's used the software for a while or familiar with Rhino, you can see that would be an issue, and you can probably resolve it. But it's a bug that's not really been fixed. Let's just delete that cutter and let's select those gems, and I'll just show you another issue. So let's go back to our cutters here, and we'll run a micro prong cutter. I'll just adjust its width here and come to the front viewport here, and let's put these cutters between gems. And again, this was an issue in the previous version. So these gems, this row of gems, was created in an earlier version of MatrixGold. I haven't changed them, but you can see even in the new update, these cutters are not aligning correctly. You start off in alignment here, but as you move to the next stone and one after, they start to go out of alignment, if you can see that. they're not centered between those gemstones, okay, and it gets worse the further around you go. Again, that's supposed to be a dynamic command. If I actually go in to select those gems and edit them in this current version, we'll click on edit here, you can see it's generating a second copy of the gemstones here. Sure, I can go in and, let's say, select the smaller size gemstone here and close out of the tool, but it's not actually updating the original row of gemstones. Now, this is not created in an external program. This is created in an earlier version of MatrixGold, so I can't understand why, if you've got a dynamic command, that I go in and edit the gemstone and it's not updating. So let me just delete the original row and just show you now how that micro prong cut has been resolved. Look at that. Just in deleting those gems, not seeing that. Let's just undo that step. Gems on curve. It's something really weird going on here. Let's just undo that step. Let's just go back to those gems on curve. Now if I click on that, it recognizes that it is gems on curve. I come to edit, putting in a second set of stones. If I change their proportions again and enter to close out of the tool. If I go to edit, okay, now it's editing that row. Okay. Now what if I delete the original stones? No, it's just, there's something really strange going on with this. So, as I say, if you've got some drawings that you've created in an earlier version, open them up in the most recent update and just see how that goes. But certainly in this instance, there's some really strange behavior with the dynamic commands that were used in an earlier version and trying to open that up in the most current version of the software. It just sees them as a row of gems. The dynamic editing capability is gone. Let's just go to the front viewport here and run the micro prong cutters. I'll just adjust their width. Whoops. And let's put them between gems. And as I said, the issue has been fixed, okay? The issue with the micro prong cutters has been fixed, but if you've got an older file that you've got and you've got some dynamic commands in there, it seems to be referencing the old commands. It's not updating them, if you can understand what I'm trying to say there.